All right, let's check it out, boys and girls. Let's just jump right in. I don't know what I'm getting into. We're pressing go. I'm excited. I'm like weirdly excited. All right, let's talk about Loophero. This is the latest release from publisher Devolver Digital, done by Studio 4 Quarters. Now, this game is billed as a, what is it? It's an indie role-playing, roguelike strategy, card game, everything. It's everything, basically. The most accurate description I've heard is a reverse tower defense, and possibly the first looper. Is a looper a game? It might be a new game type. I don't know.
The world will be destroyed, and even if there is absolutely no chance of bringing it all back, there will always be someone who is willing to do the impossible.
Basically, the game kind of autoplays itself. Your little pixelated character runs around in a loop again and again, automatically. All you can do is pause to change your gear as you collect it fighting minions, or place tiles based on the cards that you have in your deck. Those tiles can either, maybe it's a mountain that gives you extra HP, or maybe it's a spider den that spawns little enemies along the loop so that you can fight more enemies, gain more experience, and get more loot. Ultimately, what you're gathering are resources which you take out from the loop. It's the only thing you can take away from the loot and go back to your little campsite where you're going to rebuild a village in a world plunged in darkness. You're going to rebuild a village with those resources. New trophy first time. You've died in battle. Death does not favor the fallen, but it made a little exception for you. Retreat. You keep 30% of your resources found. Oh. And that's like that's the only progress you get to save. So you get to build an herbalism area or a gymnasium or a farm or whatever, and those will give you more persistent buffs throughout the game. This is also the same village where you're going to rebuild your deck of cards that you'll use to influence the loop. I'm more than a little nervous. I'm gonna lose this. I can't beat this thing. Can I beat this thing? Oh my god. Plus the vampire. Oh, I'm gonna win. Yes! Let's go. So the entirety of existence is plunged into darkness, and you, as a little pixelated adventurer, are going to walk around and around and around in a loop, auto-battling enemies and rediscovering existence. Every time you run around this little loop, you're remembering things, and you're placing them into existence with these tiles or cards. What? You're waiting for something more elaborate? Sometimes the truth is very simple. Basically, the game has a super crazy retro aesthetic that is stunning, beautiful pixel art at every layer, making it really look like a game from a different era, something that you would have actually played on a CRT TV. They go so far as to adding a CRT filter, so it looks like an old school television. It bends the corners a little bit, adds some scan lines, and it creates this really immersive vibe. The gameplay itself, deceptively simple, like it's wildly simple, but actually has crazy layers of depth once you get into the deck building and the strategy of placing the tiles and which kinds of gear you want to use to boost what kinds of stats. It's really, really cool and wickedly addictive. Like, every time you run around, you just want to do one more loop. Just one more loop. And it's so much fun. Even just the text between the characters is kind of cheeky and self-aware. The fact that there's a dyslexia mode for the text, like, you can tell that the care was put in. They really went through the nooks and crannies and polished it up. Something that looks like it came from 20, 30 years ago it's got triple A treatment for something that would have come out in the late 1980s. Ultimately, I can't recommend Loophero enough. It's totally worth the purchase price. The price of admission is low for the amount of hours you will inevitably sink in going one more loop. You can get it on Steam or the Epic Games Store. If you do go the Epic Games Store route, be sure to use a creator code. You could use code TheFlood, #ad. That does help support the channel. I appreciate that very much. I think actually the big misstep is that this would be a great game on a Nintendo Switch or a tablet. Probably not on a phone, but it does feel like it's a game that I would take mobile, or could take mobile, or would want to take mobile, though it would lead to a lot of people out there probably missing their bus stop or dropping their tablet on their face in bed or just not getting a lot of work done because it's just that addictive. It's so fun. Once you start, you kind of start figuring it out a little bit. It's hard to let go. You just want to do one more loop, one more loop, one more loop. You can check me out live on Twitch, twitch.tv/TheFlood. Be sure to like, subscribe, hit the bells, the hearts, all that jazz, and leave a comment if you think you're going to play some Loophero, or if you already have. How many loops have you done? Is this a looper? Is it a reverse tower defense? Tell me what you think in the comments, and we'll catch you in the next one in the Flood Zone. Thanks so much, everyone. And if you want to watch my entire Loop Hero experience from the VOD, I've got the highlight, I've got the Let's Play, you can check that out here. Oh, whoa! What did I just do? What did I just do?